Okay, going on, it says God is apparently all-powerful, right? So why did he have to put on a big show and kill his son? Why couldn't he have just forgiven everyone? Okay? Because God is just. And that's the simple answer. He's just, which means there has to be justice. Okay? If you commit a crime and you stand before it, and don't, the way of the master thing, I'm not Kirk Cameron. Okay. But if you commit a crime and you stand before a judge, like I said, I work in a prison environment, so you stand before a judge and you're there, you're guilty of murder, okay, and you ask for forgiveness, okay. Can the judge forgive you? Well, sure he can. But is it just? No, you have to pay for your crime. Okay? Somebody has to pay for the crime. You can't just be forgiven, because then there wasn't justice. What about the person that was murdered? What about the person that was lied about? What about the person that was raped? Where's the justice? Can God just forgive the person that commits the crime and just go on? Is there no justice? Okay? So somebody has to pay the penalty. Okay? So before Christ, that penalty was paid by the sacrifice of animals, depending on which sin, depended upon which animal that you sacrificed. Okay? Christ was the ultimate final sacrifice. He was blameless, sinless, perfect, okay, without spot or blemish, okay, and he paid the ultimate price. He took upon all the sin and was sacrificed. That's why, okay, it wasn't because he wanted a big show, all right, it's because somebody had to pay the penalty for our sin, and that was his son. And I hope that answers the question. It wasn't about a big fancy show. Okay, the president of the United States technically has the power to wipe out the entire debt. Okay, of the United States. Okay, we're how many $1 trillion in debt? The president has the power to, by executive order, declare the United States debt free. But is it right? No, we borrowed the money from other countries. It is right for us to pay it back. Now, why do that? I mean, you have the power to say we don't have to. Well, the same reason, because it's right, it's just. Okay, I hope you understand that. Let's go on. Number 5. There are so many biblical contradictions. I am just going to list a few for you, and I would hope that they're the absolute best contradictions that we have to list. I've actually gone through these, and I don't know where you got them, but we'll go on here. But 2 Samuel 24:1 and 1 Chronicles 21:1 are contradictory. Okay, so let's look at 2 Samuel 24:1. And again the anger of the Lord was kindled against Israel, and he moved David against them to say, Go number Israel and Judah. So we're going to jump over to 1 Chronicles 21:1, where it says that Satan. So let's jump down to 1 Chronicles 21:1. And Satan stood up against Israel and provoked David to number Israel. Contradictory. No, not really. In 2 Samuel, where it says that God moved him to do it, what we're saying is that God allowed the devil to do this, okay? And that's all it's saying. It's pretty simple. Most atheists, most people with a very weak knowledge of Scripture are stumped by that, and I can understand it. But if you delve into the Word, if you actually take time to study, look at some commentaries, look at some books and things that were written about Scripture, look at Jewish writings, and you'll start to understand the Word and actually why it's written the way it is. You have to actually study it in Hebrew to really get a true meaning, and then even on that, you got to really look at Jewish writings that explain the laws and explain the books, because they actually wrote commentaries on their own stuff. So when you look at those, then it really helps open your eyes to what the Word actually is saying, and what they've, and what you think is a contradiction between when it says God moved David and when it says Satan did it. All it's saying is, just like in Job, where God allowed Satan to move against David to number the people. So it really wasn't, because God will not provoke man to sin, okay? Just isn't going to happen. He will step back and allow the Satan to do it, but you still have free will. You still have to allow yourself to sin. So we're going to look at Jeremiah 3:12 and then Jeremiah 17:4. Okay, 3:12. Go and proclaim these words toward the north, and say, Return, thou backsliding Israel, saith the Lord, and I will not cause mine anger to fall upon you, for I am merciful, saith the Lord, and I will not keep anger forever. Now we'll look at Jeremiah 17:4. And thou, even thyself, shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee. And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not, for ye have kindled a fire in mine anger, which shall burn forever. Okay, now I'm sure what she's trying to imply is that previously he said that he would not be angry forever. And now it's saying that you've kindled a fire in his anger and it's going to burn forever. Okay, there's a difference between kindling a fire, right, and actually burning a fire. Okay, if you know anything about camping, you have kindling, then you have firewood. Okay, a kindling is kind of like a pilot light for a gas furnace. Okay, you can have it kindled. Okay, it doesn't mean that you're fully angry with them. Okay, so you got to understand, it can be kindled in your heart. Okay, it doesn't mean that you're angry. Okay, and that's what God's saying. I will cause thee to serve thy enemies in the land which thou knowest not, for you've kindled a fire in my anger, and that shall burn forever. Okay, the kindling, okay, not the anger. Okay, he's upset. He's given them chance after chance after chance to turn from the evil.